There are no better days for motivation than Mondays, and we always bring to you the best of the bunch to do that. Stephen Omujuyigbe is a well-being consultant, soul physician, a certified life coach, and licensed NLP practitioner. Now he has joined us to talk about developing a bias for action. Wow, developing a bias for action. That means that by default, you just want to take action. That's what we're talking about today.
Exactly.
Right. Now, let's go. There's something I just want to, there's a question I want to put across to you just while we start. We live in a country where people are very positive and they believe that just by the power of saying, things will happen. But action is a very, very important part of that equation, right?
It is at the point of action that any kind of change, growth, or transformation happens. It doesn't matter how well you're motivated, how inspired you are, how positive you think, until you do something, nothing happens. So there is a law of physics, Mike. The law of physics says that all things stays in a state of rest until it is acted upon by an external force. But it's not true in life. The law of life says that you act or you'll be acted upon. Not acting is passivity, and in life, passivity kills. A lot of people, sit with me like in the coaching room, and my employer is not paying me well. I'm not enjoying my job. My marriage is not going well. My relationship is in trouble. The first question I ask them always is this: what are you going to do about it? And it will surprise you, Mike, that some of them, they're shocked, they had never thought about the fact that they are responsible and they're supposed to do something about it. So they've been focused on the problem. They've been talking about it. They have been praying about it. They are thinking positively, but they do not have a bias for action. And without acting, everything stays the same.
Now, I know a number of people, the fear of failure is one thing that I know stops a number of people from taking action. How do you deal with the fear of failure?
Exactly. So, fears generally, not just the fear of failure, Mike. The fear of success too can also stop you from acting. Yes, people can become afraid of success because they feel like if they succeed, they won't be able to maintain it, or if they succeed, they will become proud, or if they succeed. So many kind of fear. I mean, so many reasons why people can be afraid of success. But of course, like you said, the fear of failure is a big reason why people do not act. What people must understand is that you have already failed if you do not act. So by acting, you cannot do worse.
So you're giving yourself a better chance.
You're giving yourself a better chance of succeeding if you act. Because if you don't act, you're already a failure. And when you act, and let's assume you fail, and to be honest, sometimes you will fail. Sometimes it won't go well. But you will learn. You will have an understanding of what not to do next time. You will grow in wisdom. And then you can go back, learn your lessons, re-strategize, and act again. But by not acting, you're already a failure. By not acting, you're not giving yourself a chance at all. So you must have a bias for action. You must have a default mindset. I will be on the move.
I would move into this.
I'll tell you another reason why people sometimes do not act.
Okay.
Sometimes people say, I'm waiting for direction. I do not know what to do.
What to do.
Yeah, but here's
I want to be sure I'm doing the right thing.
Here's interesting, Mike. A stationary car is very difficult for you to move the tires because it's stationary. But once that car is on the move, what happens? It's easy to steer. So it's easier for you to find direction when you're on the move.
Okay, wonderful. I like this.
It's easier for you to find direction when you're on the move. So maybe someone is at home this morning, you don't have a job, you have problems with money, and you're sitting down thinking and waiting for some kind of idea or some kind of inspiration to come. No, that's the wrong thing. Your default must be doing something. Get out, get in the bathroom, get dressed, go out. Whatever your hand finds to do, do. Whatever comes to your mind, go in that direction. As you go in that direction, it's easier for you to be steered by God, by faith, by life. It's easier for you to be steered, to be directed when you're on the move. When you're at home, you're going to waste the whole day at home today. Nothing's going to happen. So you must have a bias for action. Action is the name of the game.
Okay, now, when considering how important it is, and now these people that wait for direction will tell you that, look, I don't want to go. I know somebody who has been doing a lot of things. People say when you move around that being busy is not the same thing as being productive.
Very true.
You know, when they tell you move around for a very long time, I don't know. How about people that are acting, but maybe don't have the required or the sufficient information to bring results from that action? How do you?
Fantastic question. So you don't want to be just acting, just moving, just without direction. You want to act with the understanding, like, I am here in an adventure. I'm experimenting. So when you act, you're looking at the results, and you're looking at your actions, and you're looking for gaps in those actions. When you act, for example, at an interview, so you go out there, you attend an interview, and you fail at the interview, you want to go back home and do some kind of postmortem. Why did I not fail? What were the questions they asked? What could I do better? So next time you act,
Rather than blaming the system,
rather than blaming the system,
people,
next time you act wiser. The challenge, than last time. The problem with just acting without thinking is that you're repeating the same thing. You're acting at the same level of knowledge. You're acting at the same level of wisdom, and you're getting the same failure all the time. But the bias for action that I'm talking about is a bias for acting where you act, and then you come back and you think about how you acted, what you could have done better, the gaps in your knowledge, and then you fill those gaps, and then you act again, and then you act again.
Wonderful.
And Mike, believe me, before you know it, one of those actions will turn out to be a breakthrough.
Fine, let me just take this last one. You made mention of the fear of success.
Yes.
It's about the first time I've heard something like that. How do you, after you've succeeded, how do you get that fear out of your system? You know, like you said, some people are afraid of sustaining that success.
Yeah.
So how do you get to, when you've acted and you've gotten a particular result, how do you sustain that result and ensure that, you know, that fear of success doesn't get you to derail?
It's a very interesting question. The truth of the matter, Mike, is that when you have the fear of success, you're not even likely to succeed. Because what happens is that once you get close to success, you self-sabotage. Because you're afraid of the fact that you're not going to be able to handle the success. What you want to do to get rid of the fear of success is to kind of go into your story and ask, where did I pick up this fear from? Some of us pick up the fear of success from childhood, where we were told we're not good enough, we're not going to, when we failed, and we didn't manage our failures properly because we're children, and the people around us who were supposed to support us did not support us well. And so we kind of feel like we're jerks and we're losers. And so that becomes our conditioning. And so as adults, as you move towards success,
you go back into that
kind
time.
of self-sabotage and you go back.
Wonderful. I will
So
continue with this. Fear of
that.
success. The, next Monday, I would pick up from this one, the fear of success.
Definitely.
Because
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
think we've treated this enough. Thank you
Let's
very
do
much,
it.
Stephen. It's always great having you.